Hi, hello, happy morning, grade 8 students of Sri Venkateshwara Vidyalaya. Welcome back to e-learning session. Today you're going to look at poem number 3, Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Pre-learning and objective is to make the students know about a mysterious cat named Macavity and his strange behavior. Everyone knows that cat has a mysterious and a strange behavior. Same happens in this poem. Learning activity, students learn to find out who is Macavity and to make the visual connector by reading the poem. Teaching activity, students will be taught about the new words and its meaning through the poem, contractions and the other grammar parts which will help in the visual connector. Macavity, the Mystery Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Come on, children, let's get into the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Do you have a pet cat? Have you ever noticed anything mysterious about it? It is not easy to say whether every cat is a mystery, but Macavity is one for sure. What is it that makes him a perfect mystery cat? Read the poem and find out. Come on, let's read the poem. Macavity is a mystery cat. He is called the Hidden Paw, for he is a master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Macavity is the name of the cat, and Macavity is a mystery cat. Mystery is something called as a hidden secret. Everything is suspicious about this cat, Macavity, and he is called the Hidden Paw. Hidden Paw also refers to the secret foot. Paw refers to the foot of an animal, for he is the master criminal. Master criminal is the one who always goes against the law and does crime. Defy the law means disobeying the law. For he is a bafflement. Bafflement means puzzle. Macavity is a puzzle for the Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard refers to the headquarters of London Police Force. And the flying squads are none but the policemen. Despair means disappointment. The entire police in the London police force are disappointed because when they reach the spot where the crime has occurred, Macavity will not be there. He makes a quick escape from there. So this is stanza number 1. Stanza number 2. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. He is broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement. You may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Okay, and the poet says that there is no living creature like that of Macavity because Macavity is very mysterious. He has broken every human law. That means he is a rule breaker. He even breaks the law of gravity. Okay, it means that he never walks on the floor. You can never find him on the earth. He always floats in the air. His powers of levitation refers to the power which the Macavity cat has. Levitation means floating in the air. He has a power to float in the air. Would make a fakir stare. Fakir refers to a magician. Even a magician, if he looks at a Macavity floating in the air, he will be looking at him with astonishment. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity will not be there. You can search him in the basement. You can look up in the air whether he could be seen, but he will not be there. I tell you once and once again, the poet says, Macavity will not be there in the place where crime has occurred. We can make a visual connector with contraction and expansion. You know what is contraction? He, H-E apostrophe S. It means that he is. And there are many contractions in the poem. You can make one box for the visual connector for contraction and expansion. You can use one box for synonyms. You can make one box for antonyms. And you can make the other box for any sort of grammar parts you find in the poem. Let me get into the third stanza. Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Macavity is a ginger cat. Ginger cat refers to the noiseless, cunning, and cautious cat. He is very tall, he is very thin. You would know him if you see him. We can know about when he see him. His eyes will be very deep in, his eyebrow will be very thin, and his head will be very high and round, and his coat will be dusty from neglect. He never bothers about his clothes. Because it is very dusty, it's very shabby, but he never bothers. And his whiskers are uncombed. Whiskers refers to the mustache, and he never combs his mustache, the poet says. He sways his head from side to side, and he moves like a snake without anybody's notice. And when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. We'll be thinking that he is sleeping, but he will never. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity, for he is a fiend. Fiend is a devil in feline shape, a cat shape, a devil in the disguise of a shape, a monster of depravity. Monster is a devil again. He can even be called a giant. Depravity means moral corruption. You may meet him in a by street. By street is nothing but narrow side lane. You may see him in the square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. You can never notice him at the scene of crime. This is the poem written by T.S. Eliot. You can make. So here is a list of the classwork content which you have to write in your classwork, my dears. Roman number 1, vocabularies, meaning and sentences. Roman number 2 is your visual connector. Pick any 4 grammar part or the grammar part given in the worksheet. ERC and the summary for this poem. Complete your classwork and upload your documents before the due date.